sore. Gosh, I'm sore. Yeah, from lifting weights here recently. But I like when I'm sore. It helps me to know I'm progressing. Anyhow, getting in shape. I realize that getting in shape is one of those things that I find easy. And I put quotes around it because, it's easy in a sense as far as like knowing what to do pretty much and how to get there. But a lot of people find it hard. You may be one of the people who finds it hard. And so the job of a person like me is to help you to understand how to get in there and how easy it can be. And this is what I realized. There are some things I believe that you may find easy that I would find difficult. And what I realize is that, some of the goals that we have, if it's stuff that we've never done before, it can seem like as much as you want to do it, it's just not clear how to do it, how to get there. It can even feel impossible. Like, I don't know where to start. I really want to do this thing, but I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I see other people doing stuff and it seems so easy. And then you can start to feel like, well, they must just have like some special gift, or they're just specially talented or have advantages that I don't have, And I know, like, for me, I may have advantage that somebody doesn't have, by virtue of having a father who was, a Marine and into staying in shape, and what have me and my brothers kind of doing things, and then parents who had health-related material in the home. Things I started out with as a very young person that a lot of other people weren't really exposed to, that really kind of set me up. However, the reason why I know that can be an excuse for somebody who's seeking to, get in good shape is because the advantage that I have of knowing kind of like what to do, so to speak, to get in shape. The advantage that I have is that I can more clearly see what it takes. And I can relay what it takes to people who can't as clearly see it, so that you can more clearly see it and go in that path. You know what I mean? Because, like, even for example, just to be transparent, so I'm an entrepreneur. Obviously, I run this business. I also have a math tutoring business. And, I've been in business for a while, but I have yet to achieve the level of success that I would like to. Now, I've learned a lot of stuff along the way, but I also have learned more and more what it takes to achieve certain levels of success. The level of success I'm at now, before I got to it, I thought that some of the things I was going to have to do were going to be harder than they actually ended up being. I thought that I had reached like a certain kind of threshold that I wasn't really going to know how to manage past that. But then once I pushed past it, then I kind of realized it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. And so to compare that to fitness, say for example, you're somebody, you want to run a 5K. That's your goal. And 5K, 3.1 miles. I haven't even run a mile before, But what I would tell you, as somebody who's run many 5Ks, somebody who ran track in high school, is that once you kind of get going, once you train, especially if you train a certain way, kind of add the stuff on gradually, it's not that long at all. You run a 5K and it's over in, no time. You know, people typically run a 5K anywhere between maybe about 15 to 45 minutes, depending on how much in shape you are, stuff like that. But when you haven't done it before, it seems like this huge distance, but it's really not. It's just simply that you're not used to it. But you could very easily start like a run walk program where you run some, walk some, and do that for a period of time. Gradually increase how much you run and decrease how much you walk, you know, and do that for long enough until you work up to, you know, work that up to like a distance that's like a 5K or maybe slightly beyond a 5K. And do it again and again. Give yourself a timeline and just kind of work up to it, but you just kind of like work toward it in that manner. And then next thing you know, you're doing it. So what I'm saying is, stuff like that for me is easy because I've done it before and I've had a long time of knowledge of, kind of knowing how to work towards something like that because of my past. And like I said, I see it kind of easy. It doesn't mean I've really kind of um, achieved 100% of my goals in fitness because Lord knows I haven't. But I'm just saying that to hopefully encourage you. The fitness goals that you desire to reach are reachable. It's just that you may not be able to see it because you haven't achieved it before, or it's kind of fitness may not necessarily be a realm that you are as used to. But even though it isn't, what I'm telling you is that as one who's been doing various things, one who has gotten a roughly 10% body fat before, run several 5Ks, gotten, you know, over 20 chin ups and pull ups, um, and various other fitness kind of things, I know from experience that these things are achievable. And all I'm telling you to do is believe. Believe. And I know it probably sounds kind of, just like I'm just trying to be some sort of motivational speaker, but I'm just trying to make it practical. If you can just believe that it's possible, if you can believe that it's possible, then you really are a lot of the way. You just have to understand, and keep on moving toward it. That's why I try to make content to kind of very practically help people toward achieving goals like that. Um, if you can believe, then you'll start to move in that direction because you actually believe. If you don't believe, then you'll kind of put it off. I can never do that. I can never lose 50 pounds. I can never do anything like that. But if you'll just believe it's possible and be willing to start to move in that direction, I promise you your goal is achievable. And I also promise you that if you'll just go in that direction, and as my pastor says, don't quit because you'll win if you don't quit, then you will. You have to learn some things. If you get like a personal trainer or something like that, and this is not a plug because I am a personal trainer, but I'm not really trained like that now. But if you will actually get some expert help, it could even shorten your timeline some because you have somebody who's alongside who can kind of, as they say, give you some game that'll help you to get there a bit quicker. So anyway, for what it's worth, your goals are achievable. So fitness stuff uh, maybe comes easy for me and people like me because we've been doing this stuff for a while. But in the same way, I'm sure it's things that come easy to you that are hard to me because I just haven't been exposed to them. Hopefully the content I make is helpful to somebody out there, helping you to actually see and actually to at least believe what's possible so you can eventually see it. All right, y'all, have a good one. As we get older, it becomes increasingly important to maintain and build muscle. Muscle helps you burn fat, stay mobile, and can contribute to longevity. However, many people have no idea how to work out to build muscle.
My mini workout series on Patreon provides you with my body weight mini workout video library. These workouts use little to no equipment, which means that you can do them in the privacy of your own home. They start at beginner level and progress from there to ensure you continue to see results. Every workout is a full body workout, hitting chest, back, legs, and glutes, as well as other muscles in between. Become a patron today and receive access to my series of mini workouts, plus access to a digital copy of my book, 8 Weeks to Transform Your Diet and Your Health. By combining the workouts with healthy diet changes, as outlined in my book, you'll definitely be on your way to weight loss, improved health, and visible results. Join me at patreon.com/SeanB2B Fitness today.